Many agency owners think selling their agency starts when they decide to sell, but it doesn't. It starts years earlier, in your numbers, your cash flow, your client concentration, and how dependent the agency is on you. And if you wait until a buyer points out the problems during due diligence, you've already lost leverage. Hi, I'm Craig Cody. I'm a CPA and certified tax coach. At Craig Cody & Company, we work exclusively with marketing and PR agencies, helping them improve profitability, strengthen cash flow, reduce taxes, and build agencies that are actually scalable and sellable. And today, I want to talk about a fantastic article written by Carl Sakis called "You Only Get One Chance to Sell Your Agency." Because honestly, Carl's exactly right. And what he describes in that article is the same thing we see every single week with agency owners. Many agency owners are building their agency without exit readiness in mind. And Carl makes a powerful point in the article. Most agency owners start one agency, grow one agency, sell one agency, meaning they don't get practice. You don't get a test run. And buyers know that. That's why sophisticated buyers are going to look for weaknesses during diligence. They look at financial structure, profitability trends, client concentration, operational systems, leadership depth, cash flow stability. And if those things aren't clean, your valuation is going to drop. Or worse, the deal may fall apart. And this is exactly why we spend so much time helping agencies understand their numbers long before they ever think about selling. Because if your financials aren't accurate, you can't make good decisions. And unfortunately, many agencies are operating with incomplete or misleading financial data. We see this all the time. For example, agency owners often misunderstand what's actually revenue versus pass-through expenses. In one agency tax analysis, we discussed how improperly classifying pass-through media spend can completely distort profitability and agency gross income. That matters during a sale because buyers don't care about vanity revenue numbers. They care about profitable, predictable agency gross income. Buyers don't just buy revenue, they buy systems. And one of the biggest valuation killers is the owner being too involved in the business. Carl talks about this directly. If the business depends entirely on the owner, the agency becomes risky to acquire. And Drew McClellan said something very similar on the Progressive Agency podcast. Many agencies don't sell because the owner is too integral to the business. That's why we constantly push agency owners to improve operational systems, reporting, forecasting, and leadership structure years before an exit. Because buyers want businesses that run smoothly without the founder being involved in every decision. And that includes reliable project management, clean operational reporting, accurate utilization tracking, consistent margins, and predictable cash flow. We've had an entire podcast episodes around operational efficiency and agency metrics because these things directly impact valuation. If your agency feels chaotic internally, a buyer sees risk externally. Quick question for you here. What do you think would hurt your agency valuation the most right now? Your financials, client concentration, or cash flow? Is the business depending too much on you? Drop the answer in the comments. I read them all. Many agency owners don't really know their numbers. And this is one of the biggest problems we see. Agency owners are great at client service, they're great at strategy, and of course, they're always great at creative. But many are not trained to understand agency financial structure. Drew McClellan talked about this directly when he said, most agency owners are accidental business owners, and I would agree. And because of that, they often work with generalist accountants who don't understand what I call agency math. And that creates problems like misclassified contractor expenses, incorrect agency gross income calculations, weak forecasting, poor cash reserves, inaccurate profitability reporting, and during due diligence, those issues become very expensive. At Craig Cody & Company, one of the things we focus heavily on is helping agency owners understand agency gross income, which is the same as gross profit, utilization, EBITDA, cash flow forecasting, tax-adjusted profitability. Because buyers absolutely look at these numbers, and they look at trends over multiple years, not just one good year. Carl had mentioned the story in the article where an owner considered hiding a bad year from buyers. And obviously that's a mistake. Sophisticated buyers always will find it. And at the point when they do find it, trust is down the drain. That's why clean, transparent financials matter so much. Now, exit planning is really business optimization. One thing I really liked about Carl's article is this. Exit planning isn't just about selling, it's about building a stronger agency now. And that's exactly how we approach it too. When we improve your tax strategy, your cash flow systems, your reporting, and the operational structure, that also leads to profitability. And then we have leadership accountability. You don't just become more sellable, you become more profitable. And your agency becomes less stressful to run, and you sleep better. You make decisions faster, and you create optionality. Because whether you sell in 2 years, 10 years, or never, a healthier business gives you leverage. And frankly, most agency owners wait too long. They think, I'll fix this later. But buyers pay premiums for agencies that were built intentionally, not patched together 6 months before an exit. So here's the big takeaway from Carl's article, and we will have it in the notes. You only get one real chance to sell your agency, and the agencies that command the best valuations are usually prepared years in advance. And that preparation includes clean financials, strong cash flow, reliable reporting, operational systems, leadership depth, proper tax planning, and reduced owner dependency. And that's exactly what we help agency owners build at Craig Cody & Company. All right, before you go, if you're an agency owner and you want to keep more of what you make, I've got 2 things for you. First, grab a copy of my book, The 12 Biggest Tax Mistakes That Cost Agency Owners Thousands. It breaks down the exact mistakes I see every day and how to avoid them. Second, if you want to see what this looks like for your business, get a free tax analysis. We'll take a look at what you're doing now and show you where you might be overpaying. And if this video helped you, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future strategies on tax planning, cash flow, and building a more profitable agency. I'll see you in the next video.